All right, my name's Danny Newman. I'm the contractor hired here to do these repairs. There's been a request to document a repair with a videographer, and like I said, my name's Danny Newman. I work with Middle Georgia Roof, and I'm gonna be using a couple different tools today. I've got a really nice pry bar. It's really sharp. It's able to slide under building material. It's designed to remove building material, shingles, flooring, trim, etc. Also going to be using a magnetic hammer. Tony's got that. He'll be handing it to me when I need it. And we got some MP1 sealant that we'll use to try to reseal any shingles that won't potentially reseal. We're going to be using just a standard black 3-tab. This is a shingle on the back slope. I'm taking pictures of it. I'll provide those of the damaged shingle. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 or so tabs that have got to be manipulated to remove this damaged shingle right here. I've marked it with a line. It was creased. It's unsealed. So the first thing we got to do is find the nails, remove it, figure out which shingle it is, which 3 tabs belong to this shingle. All right, so it's these 2 tabs right here. All right, so carefully remove something. Got to remove all nails. Hear what's going on, but we've got this, this is damage to these hip shingles have blown off. There's probably 10 hip shingles that have blown off. I'm assuming they'll address the concerns after this is provided. Let's see where we go from here. My job and what I do is to repair roofs and build roofs and provide estimates for that. That's what I'm good at. That's what I've trained in for many hours. Highly skilled. I'm careful. I know the process. You find the nails, remove them, you remove the damaged material, you replace it with like kind material. I haven't seen any so far. I want to point out to whoever it may concern. Okay, Tony, if you could zoom in, but that just ripped right there. So this shingle, actually this shingle right here is now damaged. This hip shingle. I mean, all these have got to come off and be replaced if you want to do a proper repair. So my job is to do this. I don't know anything about insurance coverage or anything, but I'm an expert at what I do. Doing this to repair so close to the hip. Okay, that fastener just pulled through. I've got to pull this. Okay, that completely tore, but that's a damaged shingle, so that's okay so far. There's several other shingles around. We may do another video and try to repair another one. And this one's at the top up here. It seems reasonable to do this one. These nails are, this roof is nailed properly. It seems to be where the nails are very difficult to remove. Tony, do you think I need to remove all these hip shingles? I mean, this thing's just breaking as I lift up on them.
Did they wrap them over or did they cut?
Huh?
Did they wrap them over or cut the?
It looks like they wrapped the. It looks like they. Looks like they're wrapped over. Oh, they're cut, but I don't know if this one is for some reason. Oh. Let me see.
Could be a high nail.
So we gotta. So this. Okay. All right. So we gotta remove the nail. Still not sure who's paying this bill, but this is very, 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 very difficult and time consuming. And that shingle just ripped. I don't know if you can get this, Tony, but this shingle right here, this just ripped. And I'll take pictures of it, but it ripped. You know, I'm trying to remove the nail. These nails are nailed into the sealant strips. They do not come out easy. Sometimes you get nails that aren't in the sealant strip, and they do come out easy. Okay, so not one of those times. Again, I haven't seen any scope of work whatsoever. I don't know if this would be assessed to assume that you would need to replace, and I'm talking about what Nationwide's position is. Unfortunately, I'm having to even say that, but it's not really what I do. It's not my job, and so I don't know if they've written an estimate to replace these ridge shingles, because now we're getting into where the nails, and there's no way to re-nail this. There's no way, Tony, if you can zoom in, there's no way that I can re-nail these shingles. If I try to lift this little bitty shingle up, it's gonna break. And then I've got to replace the top, the ridge shingles. And all these hip shingles gotta be replaced, because I can't re-nail this shingle. I just had to remove this nail to get this out. So there's still more nails in this, because this area where it's at is there's just a bunch of nails in it. And so here we are. And now, I mean, I'm prying on this, just praying to find a nail. There's no way to find it without being more intrusive. So, you know, I'll do another one maybe in a minute. Okay, that just ripped out of there, all right? That just ripped out of there. All right, I got it. Oh, all right. Now we got a slider. Okay, here's a piece of material that broke. All right, so Tony, you want to try to make that cut? Can you do it? Can you? Oh shit! Can you make it with that shingle right there? Like, use it as a template. You can pause the video. We'll pause. I'll start back before I start any other. Yeah. You'll pass me that hammer. Oh shit. So, as I said, all right, Actually, you know what? I've got to move this up some because it's hurting my legs really bad. Oh, shit. Can you hold this? Can you reach that? Oh, just this thing. I didn't know that. There we go. Alright. Now, the steepest roof is very dangerous. Very dangerous. Especially when you have to, you can't nail a rope off. We gotta use what we can use, but oh. Alright. Okay, a little bit better. These are parts of the shingle that are removed. It's very, very, very old. Very fragile. Very, very, very difficult to here it is. See the hammer. Very difficult to work with. So I've got hand sealant, but I've got to nail the shingle and then seal it. So, like I said, I'm using a magnetic hammer that allows for the least amount of bend. I've got to drive a flush nail. That's a requirement by code. It's a requirement by manufacturers. It's a industry industry practice that cannot be ignored or overlooked. If you don't drive a flush nail into a shingle, it's never going to seal properly, no matter what kind of sealant you use. You see it all the time. If you miss a sealant strip, another issue. We got to hit the sealant strip. We got to drive it flush. So, I mean, this thing, I'm very careful. These shingles, as you lift them, they're so fragile, and you can just hear them crumbling, and you can see the granules falling off, which granule losses, and that's a normal thing. So all right. So now the challenging part. I'm not sure. So I had to remove the nails up here because when a roof is installed, you nail each shingle above the keyways and at the end, and the shingle above it, when it's nailed, it catches the top of the shingle 2 rows down. It's designed that way to have 2 nails in it, or excuse me, 8 nails instead of 4 typically. So this shingle. This was ripped, so it needs to. This shingle's damaged right here. It ripped when I tried to pull the nail out. I can't. All right. So if you want to show that, what just happened there, kind of zoom in on that right here. If you want me to, I can. You see that? The shingle completely broke. It didn't just crease; it broke. And it broke because of the condition of the roof is why it broke. It's not this wasn't damaged. This shingle was damaged. So we understand in just lay terms, this is something that's absolutely, without question, without debate, unavoidable. That's occurred as a direct result of having to replace the shingle that was damaged. And these are assumptions because I have not seen a single estimate. I've provided an estimate, and I always do because I'm a roofer. And I've provided pictures. Now I'm providing a video. I would like to say that if there's a dispute or something that somebody doesn't agree with, that I think that the proper thing to do would be for them to provide something that supersedes what I'm saying or what I'm providing as a source of information for Mr. Meeks to talk about or negotiate or discuss or deal with his claim. And I'm providing this to him. He is in a different state. I do this very seldom, but I do a lot of roofs. And so if somebody disagrees, if somebody says that I was rough or that I used the wrong, improper methods, or that this can be repaired, I would think that in a logical situation, or any real world situation, that if somebody disagrees with something like this, in this type of situation, that they would need to provide superseding proof to disprove what I'm saying and what I'm asserting. Okay, and I am a professional, and I've got the credentials to prove it. All right, so I'm gonna just continue nailing this, but all this around here, all this needs to be replaced. These hip shingles now have to come off. Excuse me, the ridge shingles have to come off. The hip shingles have to come off. There's tearing right here. This shingle tore. This is a hip shingle. It's torn. You can see that. I don't know if you can see where this shingle tore. So we got 1 damage, 2 damage, 3 damage. And so I'm gonna nail this. Okay, I mean, I can't, you can't even, I'm not gonna just keep trying to bang on it, but there's no way to do this without, without the issues that we're experiencing and the failures we're experiencing. There's just no way to do it. And so, if the roof next door, well, on either side, well, if they need shingle repairs, fine. They're not 20-plus-year-old roofs. It makes sense to maybe do that. But you have a roof like this, it's a different story. All right, so we're gonna hand seal this in a minute. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause the video. I'm gonna go to a different area. I wanted to kind of do this because I wanted to kind of show the area of the shingle. It's not just an individual shingle. There's an area that needs to be repaired. How far this could potentially extend and extend and extend and extend is unknown. But we do know that a individual shingle repair on this back slope, this damaged shingle, and I'm sure it's in the report, and I have it in my photos, I believe, or I may have missed it. The inspector was very thorough, more thorough than I am. It's what he does for a living. I'm sure it's in his report, this damaged shingle on this back slope of this roof here. So we're gonna pause the video. We're gonna hop over to we'll try to find another spot. Try to repair that one down there, Tony. I think it's kind of a little bit, I think it's fairly safe to do that one versus the other one. And then we're gonna go on. Then I'll send this to who it may concern, to the powers that be. You can stop it for a second and we'll start.